Stanza in English literature. Definition of stanza. In poetry, a stanza is a grouped set of lines within a poem, usually set off from other stanzas by a blank line or indentation. Stanzas can have regular rhyme and metrical schemes, though stanzas are not strictly required to have either. There are many unique forms of stanzas. Some stanzaic forms are simple, such as four-line quatrains. Other forms are more complex, such as the Spenserian stanza. Fixed verse poems, such as Sestets, can be defined by the number and form of their stanzas. The term stanza is similar to strophe, though strophe sometimes refers to a regular set of lines, as opposed to regular, rhymed stanzas. The stanza in poetry is analogous with the paragraph that is seen in prose. Related thoughts are grouped into units. The stanza has also been known by terms such as batch, fit, and stave. Even though the term stanza is taken from Italian, in the Italian language the word strophe is more commonly used. Stanza examples in English poetry on the basis of a fixed number of lines and rhyming scheme. Traditional English language poems have the following kinds of stanzas: couplet, tercet, quatrain, quintain, sestet. Let us make ourselves familiar with the above-mentioned kinds of stanzas. Couplet. A couplet consists of two rhyming lines having the same meter. Consider the following couplet stanza examples. Example number 1, Essay on Criticism, by Alexander Pope. True wit is nature to advantage dressed, what oft was thought, but ne'er so well expressed. Example number 2, Sonnet 2, by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Whether or not we find what we are seeking is idle, biologically speaking. Example number 3, To Science, by Edgar Allan Poe. A rhyming pair of lines in iambic pentameter is known as a heroic couplet. Initiated by Chaucer, heroic couplets are commonly used in epics and narrative poetry. Among the well-known examples of stanza, we find Edgar Allan Poe's sonnet To Science. Do not all charms fly at the mere touch of cold philosophy? There was an awful rainbow once in heaven, we know her woof, her texture, she is given. Tercet. A tercet comprises three lines following a same rhyming scheme AAA, or have a rhyming pattern ABA. Sir Thomas Wyatt introduced tercet in the 16th century. Example number 1, Second Satire, by Thomas Wyatt. Read the following tercets from Wyatt's poem Second Satire with the rhyming scheme ABA. My mother's maids, when they did sew and spin, they sang sometimes a song of the field mouse, that for because their livelihood was but so thin, would needs go seek her townish sister's house. Would needs she thought herself endured to much pain, the stormy blasts her cave so sore did souse. Example number 2, The Eagle, by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The famous romantic poet, Alfred Lord Tennyson employed tercets in his poem The Eagle with the rhyming scheme AAA. He clasps the crag with crooked hands, close to the sun it lonely lands, ringed with the azure world, it stands. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. He watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls. Quatrain. Quatrain is a form of stanza popularized by a Persian poet, Omar Khayyam, who called it a rubai. It has common rhyming schemes AAAA, AABB, ABAB. Example number 1, The Eagle, by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Come, fill the cup, and in the fire of spring your winter garment of repentance fling, the bird of time has but a little way to flutter and the bird is on the wing. Example number 2, Elegy written in a country churchyard, by Thomas Gray. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day, the lowing herd winds slowly o'er the lea, the ploughman homeward plods his weary way, and leaves the world to darkness and to me. Quintain. A quintain, also referred to as cinquain, is a stanza of 5 lines, which may be rhymed or unrhymed, and has a typical stress pattern. Its invention is attributed to Adelaide Crapsey. Example number 1, November Night, by Adelaide Crapsey. Listen, with faint dry sound, like steps of passing ghosts, the leaves, frost-crisped, break from the trees and fall. Sestet. Sestet is a kind of stanza that consists of 6 lines. It is the second division of Italian or sonnets of Petrarch, following an octave or the first division comprising 8 lines. In a sonnet, a sestet marks a change of emotional state of a poet, as they tend to be more subjective in the second part of the sonnet. Example number 1, The Better Part, by Matthew Arnold. So answerest thou, but why not rather say, hath man no second life? Pitch this one high. Sits there no judge in heaven, our sin to see? More strictly, then, the inward judge obey. Was Christ a man like us? Ah! Let us try if we then, too, can be such men as he. The poet answers the rude inquirer passionately as soon as the sestet commences. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel. Test your English grammar for more videos regarding English grammar.